Good morning. And welcome. Years ago, in the 1990s, before the creation of our culture of smartphones, I remember a peer of mine asking for my phone number at my new apartment to set up a time to meet. I stopped for a moment to think of my home phone number to give my friend. I said, "Wait a second, I never call myself. What is my number?" My friend laughed, but I thought of this exchange years later in my walk-in ministry. Do we ever call ourselves to our paths in life, or is it a combination of many factors? As we begin a new academic year, one of promise and excitement, I know what our students may be thinking along the lines of finding their greatness. You have identified years ago on your paths of rigor to arrive at this selective college and focusing on what you would like to do in the future. You are, for example, future physicians, business people, teachers, and researchers. You have focused your purpose to explore these noble professions, and your exploration of the liberal arts at CC will help direct you toward your dreams. Now, these days, you could easily remember and give out your smartphone numbers, since they are so tied to our techno identity. But my humorous remark years ago of calling yourself tells me to also speak of keeping your goals and minds open as you listen to the voices in our community. The calls which are not delivered by AT&T or T-Mobile, but by the wisdom and admiring people around you. Individuals who may see additional talents within you and who may encourage you to seek new paths with the ones you have identified for yourselves, abilities which you may not see in yourself right now, but many others have seen shine from you. Listen to your hearts, and I encourage you, as you embark on this new journey, to incorporate these things into your lives of learning and what you can add to the world. Listen, dream, and reflect. Ministers are said to be called to their work, but I also could say the same about many careers and life decisions. Life is often not a direct path. Enjoy walking on it and find the possibility of new adventures with those around you. In Job 42:2 in the Bible, it says, "I know that you could do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted." What will be your calling? We begin this ceremony with the blessings to do your best this year and beyond, and that your purpose will have many directions. We look forward to seeing you cultivate this as we enter this new, wonderful chapter. Good morning.
be seated. Good morning. Welcome to our new and returning students, faculty, staff, and friends. Opening Convocation marks the official beginning of our 146th academic year. As we come together, and as a president of Colorado College, I want to acknowledge the Ute people and all indigenous nations and the ancestral lands, Mother Earth, on which we sit and stand. As members of our community, I ask you to honor the ancestors of our various peoples, nations, tribes, and families whose struggles for justice on this land inspire us. Colorado College was founded in 1874, 2 years before Colorado became a state. General William Jackson Palmer understood the importance of education and believed that if he wanted to build a great city, it needed a great college. It's with our founders' ambition that we remain passionately dedicated to providing a learning environment rich with opportunities for exploration, growth, and contribution. For our new students, you are joining a community that encourages you to think deeply and differently, to go beyond your initial thoughts and assertions, and to question conventional ideas. The distinguished alumni that we recognize today, Colby Coombs, Felisa Gonzalez, and Adam Kim, have done just that, excelling in their lives and professions and making a difference in the world. They exemplify the value and opportunity that can result from a liberal arts education. I hope you will learn more about them and imagine the ways that you can follow in their footsteps. It is now my pleasure to introduce this year's CC Student Government Association President, Ethan Greenberg. Ethan is from Denver, a Betcher Scholar and a political science major who conducted research this past summer as a State of the Rockies Fellow. He teaches at the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center through the CC Prisons Project and works at the County Courthouse through Justice Corps. He's also an enthusiastic member of the men's club soccer team. Ethan is a committed student leader who cares deeply about the student body and is dedicated to his role. I know that he feels strongly that student government is an important way for students to influence their experiences. As student body president, Ethan wants to amplify students' voices. Please join me in welcoming CCSGA President Ethan Greenberg.
Good morning. Thank you, President Tiefenthaler, for your introduction and for acknowledging the land on which we stand. Welcome to the academic year 2019-2020. In particular, welcome to the class of 2023 and other new students, staff, and faculty. This year has much in store for us, from presidential primaries to the last installment of Star Wars. Closer to home, may this year bring justice to the family of Devon Bailey. May this tragedy mark a turning point in how the Colorado Springs community stands in the face of systemic racism and challenge how CC engages in this community's healing. As members of Colorado College, we must remember that our community does not stop at our campus borders, and neither can our engagement in activism. Even closer to home, students maybe this year will bring a new major or the revelation of a senior thesis topic. Staff, perhaps this year marks a Tiger Service Award year or expanded responsibilities. Faculty, maybe this year marks a stage in the tenure process or the creation of a new class. But these forecasts and predictions are always fraught. And my message to you today is to make these predictions even more fraught. Make the forecaster of your life nervous that they have it wrong, that they have misjudged you. Instill a healthy amount of anxiety in those attempting to peg you as a certain type or make premonitions about your future. And perhaps the best way to do that, or at least one way to do that, is to cherish spontaneity. I have recollections of my first semester of college as being like the second coming of spontaneity. Spur-of-the-moment dynamics were revived when friends and dinner partners were found on the way to the dining hall. It was revived when schedules existed at the whim of social invitations and potential for connection. It was revived when, at 8 a.m. on a first Monday, I decided to switch classes. In fact, by the end of my first year, I had only taken 2 blocks I had pre-registered for, and those 2 blocks were my FYE. Please don't follow that example. You will give your advisor an aneurysm. But you get the point. Spontaneity reigned. And then throughout my first year, as the trip to the student job fair resulted in commitments and making friends meant that there was less need for spur-of-the-moment socializing, the time for unplanned time disappeared. I did not realize this vanishing act until a conversation with a senior who gave me this simple but treasured commandment. You should never work nor be in transit while you eat. You should either be in conversation with someone, alone in thought, or absorbing your surroundings. As I thought about this advice, I recognized that most of my meals had become means to an end, scarfed down en route to a job or meeting. And that realization was a microcosm of the larger realization that spontaneity had dissipated and predictability had taken its place. Now, don't get me wrong, there is room for routine, for we are all creatures of habit. For those who read The Roundhouse, we might remember the Buffalo Woman and Moosham's dream counseling Nanapush that rash unpredictability solely to get away from his father and uncles would do him no good. But too often we use these habits to hide. We use predictability to prevent curiosity. We allow the forecasters of our lives undue power as if they are the protagonists of our futures. And spontaneity is uncomfortable. It gnaws at your insecurities and pushes your tolerance for risk. And spontaneity is easier for those who don't have to take out student loans or worry about a work-study job. It is easier for those who see themselves consistently reflected in a predominantly white institution like this one. But despite these inequities, or perhaps because of them, let's double down on the need for some unrehearsed entertainment, some extemporaneous exploration. Because at the end of the day, the good news is we're at a liberal arts college where spontaneity can exist and even be cherished if we were to only know its value. There's a reason none of the first years in the audience today have declared a major, and it's because a liberal arts vision dictates that intellectual exploration and the spontaneity that comes with that exploration has intrinsic value. There's a reason why interdisciplinary study receives credence here, and it's because the spontaneous connections that can be so valuably drawn between disparate ideas. Indeed, a liberal arts college and education attempts to explain the human condition, while other forms of education merely explore forms of human conditioning. So as you set forth from this chapel, as its bells toll 10, take note of the predictions that have constricted you, the forecasters that have attempted to become the protagonists of your future, and cast them away through spontaneity. Then, together, we can look to the year ahead. You've got 2020 vision now. What do you see? Thank you.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Might be a popular Motown song by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, but it aptly describes the life and the spirit of Kobe Coombs. Kobe Coombs, class of 1989, is a gifted mountaineer, savvy business person, and a caring philanthropist. Kobe founded the Alaska Mountain School in 1996. His influence in outdoor education natural across the globe, documented not only in his own books, but also by us. We are delighted to have Kobe back on campus today. Kobe has maintained strong ties to CC since his graduation. He has establishment, development, and evolution fund. This fund serves as a catalyst through adventures in the outdoors. Kobe is an alum who gives back. He is a man who I have great admiration and respect for. Madam President, I present Colby Coons for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By action of a committee of faculty and trustees, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Colby Combs, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. As a token of this honor, I ask that you be vested with the hood appropriate to this degree, and I present you with this diploma.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you Dr. Felisa Gonzalez. At Colorado College, Dr. Gonzalez was a caring and serious scholar. She did numerous field research projects on cultural anthropology in Costa Rica, where she did field research with growing up in the age of globalization, the effects of North American influence on self-image and eating attitudes of Costa Rican girls. Dr. Gonzalez also possesses a social consciousness and a commitment to improving the lives of those human beings less fortunate in our society. She focuses her research on framing equitable public health policies, and I will end with the following. The highest compliment that a student can pay a teacher is to learn from the teacher and go beyond the abilities of the teacher. Dr. Gonzalez has done this with distinction. Madam President, I present Felisa A. Gonzalez for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By action of a committee of faculty and the trustees, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Felisa A. Gonzalez, the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. As a token of this honor, I ask that you be vested with the hood appropriate to this degree, and I present you with this diploma.
It's an honor for me to present Dr. Adam Kim. When I was first asked to sponsor Dr. Kim, the image that came to my mind's eye was a tall student standing in my office with a unique smile. I immediately Googled Dr. Adam Kim, and there it was, not only that unique smile, but he had also not aged. I was hoping when Adam came to Colorado College that he would major in biology like his brother, but instead he chose neuroscience. But during the time at CC, Adam took full advantage of all of the opportunities and became a real Renaissance man. He took classes in microbrewing, was involved in intramural sports, took a number of classes in arts, and spent some time in London where he took a course entitled British and European Performing Arts. After CC, Adam went on to pursue his medical degree at the University of Minnesota and then on to Yale University. Since then, Dr. Kim has published research papers and book chapters on his research. He's a reviewer for medical journals, is active in medical education, and has held leadership positions with the Minnesota Medical Association and the American Medical Association. He's a member of the American College of Physicians, American College of Gastroenterology, and Castle Conley Regional Top Doctors. He has kept in touch with CC by mentoring CC graduates. He's helped organize CC reunions and started a scholarship on behalf of the class of 1998. Madam President, I present Adam S. Kim for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By action of a committee of faculty and the trustees, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Adam S. Kim, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. As a token of this honor, I ask that you be vested with the hood appropriate to this degree, and I present you with this diploma. I am now pleased to invite Dr. Adam Kim to give the keynote speech, Press On.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be here today. I'm a passionate supporter of Colorado College, and I'm humbled to be honored with this degree. Thank you. I'd like to welcome the students, the faculty, the staff, and the friends of Colorado College here today as we start our academic year. Most importantly, I'd like to address the class of 2023, who are starting on their adventure here at Colorado College. I certainly remember sitting in these pews as I started my time at Colorado College, exactly 25 years ago this month. I remember my first classes at Colorado College, environmental science. I remember my last class at Colorado College. It was a public speaking course by Mike Edmonds. And in Crohn's, doing colonoscopies and colon cancer screening. And as my patients sit down with me before their colonoscopy, what's the test going to be like? Or am I healthy? The one question is to a neurologist. And I have two reasons. I have a good sense of humor and a bad sense of smell. So yeah, my job. But we're here to address the class of 2023. And I know that you have all worked very hard to even get here today, college, and all the things that you've had to accomplish just to get here. You've come to this historic college, set in this awe-inspiring place, surrounded by nature. And I can tell you that even after 4 years at Colorado College, you will not get tired of looking up at Pikes Peak as you walk to class every morning. There are three little messages I'd like to share with you today. The first two are very similar. It's a phrase, press on, and another phrase, always move forward. So the phrase press on comes from a quotation from Calvin Coolidge. It was a quotation that I learned my first year at Colorado College, and for some reason it stuck with me. The shortened quotation is, persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. And that really did stick with me at my time at Colorado College and through the rest of my life. To me, it means you stick with things, you keep trying. You make mistakes, but you keep on trying. Persistence is a very useful life skill, and I know that many of you in the class of 2023 already have that knowledge, that you've gotten here by your persistence. But I hope that you take that with you as you go further on in life. I certainly know that as a leader in my healthcare organization, I look for people that are persistent and determined and will get the job done. They don't have to be the smartest or the quickest, but if they're persistent, I want them on my team. Now, it may motivate you a little bit to hear about some of the inspiring alumni of Colorado College who have come before you and who have persisted and found success. And you've heard some of these names before, but let me just share a few of them with you. There's James Heckman from the class of 65, who won a Nobel Prize in economics. There's people like Mark Fiore from 91, who won a Pulitzer Prize for political cartoons. There's Marcia McNutt from 74, who became president of the National Academy of Sciences and editor-in-chief of the journal Science. There's some of my classmates, Kawhi Hart-Hemmings from the class of 98, who wrote the book Descendants, which became a very popular movie starring George Clooney. There's another one of my classmates, Abby Washburn, who became a Grammy Award-winning banjo player with Bella Fleck. There's Peggy Fleming, a gold medal Olympic figure skater. There's Dean Winters from the class of 86, who you may not know the name, but you know his character. He's the Mayhem guy from the Allstate commercials. You know the guy, get Allstate to be better prepared for mayhem like me. He's a CC grad. He's doing all right. And my favorite well-established, successful CC grad was actually my uncle, Bill Allen from the class of 71, who 1 year after graduating Colorado College, went on to win a gold medal in the Olympic Summer Games in sailing in 1972. So you would do well to follow in the footsteps of some of these very accomplished CC graduates. But of course, people always say, create your own path. Go your own way, blaze your own trail. Or Oprah or Steve, don't be like any of them. They all dropped out of college. Stay in school. So the other phrase that I learned later on in my would say to each other, and it was kind of a joke, but as we kept on saying it to each other, always move. And the way that I think the phrase always move forward is useful is that it forces you to make a decision and move forward. There are many times in your life where you will be stuck and you don't know what path to take. But the thing to do is to make a decision and move forward. It may not be the right decision, it may not be the right path, but don't look back, keep looking forward. And not looking back is an important part of it. Don't dwell on your mistakes, don't dwell on your failures, keep moving forward. Now, you all will be spending a lot of time in the mountains, so if you're at the edge of a cliff, you don't have to move forward. You can move back, it's okay. But the third thing I wanted to share with you today is that although you all are very accomplished already, making it here to Colorado College, although you are driven, and I'm sure you will find time to press on and always move forward, you also need to find balance in your life. And we were discussing this last night with some of the other degree recipients, that balance is a crucial part of young people's lives. And in my clinical practice as a gastroenterologist, I see more and more young people, college students, 18, 20-year-olds, that come to see me with horrible stomach pain, with nausea, with vomiting. And when they walk into my clinic, I almost know off the bat that although I'm gonna look for all these medical problems like stomach ulcers and celiac disease, I usually don't find anything. Because the main problem with a lot of these young people that show up more and more at my clinic door is that they're stressed. They're overworked, they're burnt out, they're anxious, and most of them don't even realize it. So finding balance at your time at CC and beyond is very important. Now, me personally, I found balance in my life by a couple different ways at CC. So when I had a long week at CC, you could often find me in the student center on a Friday night by myself in the pottery studio. And I was a science major, but for some reason I liked getting my hands dirty, sitting at the potter's wheel and shaping that clay. It was a good time to unwind, reflect, and move forward. And of course, the block plan is ideally situated for finding balance in your life. You work hard for 3.5 weeks, and then you get your block break. You earned it. Enjoy it. Go out into nature, explore the world around you. Soak it all in. And the other thing that I did at Colorado College to help find balance in my life was to change up my course load so that if I did organic chemistry one block, my next block would be an art class, would be a music class, would be something totally different. And I think CC is well situated for that type of balance. So yes, I want you to press on. I want you to always move forward, but I definitely want you to find balance in your life. My goal for you, the class of 2023, is for you to find success and find happiness, but also find health. I want you to take care of your friends, your neighbors, the natural environment, and the diverse peoples of this world. If you do these things, I'm sure that you will accomplish things that you never even dreamed of. I can't wait to see the great heights that you will reach. Thank you.
Let us pray. O Creator, we ask for your grace and guidance to be upon all those who embark on this new academic year. Bless their endeavors and their lives as we leave this chapel with love and wise determination. Be with them as they pursue their goals and dreams, to use their talents with great purpose, to continue on from this morning with hope, and to empower everyone in our community. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.